How are you doing today?
Super duper good.
Super duper good. Tell me all about being super duper good and why you are super duper good and how you are super duper good.
Because I have nothing boring like going to like those academies like swimming and stuff, except for school.
All right.
And also,
Interesting observation.
I started building my Lego Star Destroyer.
How far have you gotten? I'd love to see that.
About a quarter. And also, I've just finished building my Lego Millennium Falcon.
Does that open up? Can you see inside of it?
Yeah? Okay, so grab and put it in there. And opening up.
Hmm. Hmm.
Opening that, opening that. Also that. Okay, open that.
Wow.
The inside of the Millennium Falcon.
Hmm. That's a pretty cool looking ship.
Yeah, it's just like these 4 landing legs are on the bottom.
I remember in the movie they were using the turrets, and I don't see how you could use those turrets in the Lego set.
Yeah, but I attached the turret. Yeah, turrets. Pew pew pew.
Nice sound effects.
And also the bottom turret.
Yeah, because I was wondering about the bottom turret. Like, can Luke Skywalker get inside that or anything?
Yeah, but this is actually a first order times 1, so it's just 30 years in the future. Very old one.
30 years in the future from when?
From when Kylo Ren was around and Rey and Finn.
You have to understand, you and I are different generations. So, like, the Kylo Ren generations,
The Millennium Falcon still existed then.
yeah, but
Really rusty though.
it's a different Star Wars for like 4, 5, and 6 versus 7, 8, and 9.
This is like.
I think didn't they get rid of Admiral Thrawn in the Kylo Ren Star Warses?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a Star Wars generation that still had Admiral Thrawn.
And also we have BB-8.
Yeah, BB-8 is no R2D2 either.
Yeah, but R2D2 just looks the same in the first order times. The Kylo Ren.
All right, well, let me send you this.
There's old Luke Skywalker, but it's not included in this set, and there's also old Han Solo included to this set. And also, not looking old at all, Chewbacca.
I thought Luke Skywalker's head looked really huge in the last Star Wars movies. Huge. He looked like all head. I sent you a lesson for today's class. When you're ready, please feel free to open it up and take a look at it for me.
Hey, I have a question about Star Wars. Why does Chewbacca look exactly the same in Kylo Ren times and Luke Skywalker times?
You raised an interesting question. I don't know the answer to it, but I know in the original Star Wars, when they were conceiving it, Ewoks and Wookiees were supposed to be the same thing.
Oh.
I'm sure that does not answer your question, but unfortunately, I don't know the answer to your question, so I just gave you some other information.
Yeah, that's weird.
Sorry about that.
Chewbacca doesn't get old at all. Or maybe his is old, but we just can't see it because he is a Wookiee. Or maybe he was just a baby or a child when in the Luke Skywalker times. Now he's a full adult now.
Well, I was never that big of a fan of Chewbacca anyways.
I don't care about Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's kind of so there's there's a lot of secondary characters who seem like I would be a little bit more curious about. For example, do you remember a guy named Wedge?
No.
Did you ever see Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
He was one of the guys. In fact, I think he might have been in the original Star Wars. He's one of the pilots of the. He's a rebel pilot.
Oh.
Yeah, he's probably the most famous rebel pilot next to Luke Skywalker.
He's the most famous pilot.
Yeah, I think he flew an X-wing and a snowspeeder.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, my point is, I thought he was more interesting than Chewbacca. I thought also. The bounty hunters were more interesting than Chewbacca. I thought all the people in the Empire were more interesting.
Like Boba Fett. He's cool.
Yeah. So Boba Fett's cool. Jabba the Hutt, I think, is even more interesting. It's a long list.
Hey, I think I don't like Jabba.
What's wrong with Jabba?
Because he's kind of really ugly.
In Star Wars, nobody looks good.
Somebody looks good.
Who looks good in Star Wars? Tell me two people who look good in Star Wars. It's really hard to think of two.
Luke Skywalker.
Do you remember what I said about his head and how his head was most of his body?
Yeah.
I'm wondering how he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah, and I thought of the famous character. Darth Vader.
Darth Vader did not look good. He was all melted.
Oh yeah. With his suit, he is really good.
Yeah, I feel like if Chewbacca was wearing a Darth Vader suit, he'd probably look good too.
Yeah, and and if he's not wearing a suit, he would just die because without his helmet, he can't even breathe.
I recall that. I think that's why he's always in that black container thing.
Yeah, the medical chamber.
Yeah.
Where he can take off his helmet and still breathe.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, so that seems like...
He can't take off the rest of his suit, because that's just dumb. Because if he takes off his whole suit, it will reveal his lungs and all of his body organs. And his burnt arm, which just fell off. And also, he lost his legs.
What strikes me about that is it seems like a lot of other characters had a lot more damage in Star Wars, but were still able to be restored or rehabilitated or brought back together.
Yeah.
How come that did not happen with Darth Vader?
Anakin turned into the dark side. He became Darth Vader, and he had a terrifying battle with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Fell in lava, and then and started wearing a suit.
All in one weekend, right?
Yeah. And also Luke Skywalker just got his hand cut off by Darth Vader, but then he got a new robotic hand.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was saying is it seems like there's a lot more medical options in the future, or well, in Star Wars than there are in real life. So I'm surprised that Darth Vader's in such bad shape.
Yeah, because in the real world, they could just make a new. In the real world, in the future, they could just make a new body, a new biotic body for Darth Vader, attach it on, and you'll be like, I'm a human again. But it might be a better choice to wear a suit.
Well, yeah, but I feel like if you go that route, it's probably true for, just like I said with the Chewbacca thing, this is probably true for everybody.
Yeah, but if he wears a suit, it improved his strength, have more calculating skills because there's calculating stuff in his helmet, and makes it all and also his suit makes him a bit scary. It might be a better choice.
Yeah, I would like to see once again that same suit on a lot of different characters. Do you know anything about Darth Vader's TIE fighter? His looked different from everyone else, and I don't remember anything about it.
Oh yeah, the TIE Advanced.
That was not a TIE Advanced.
Oh, what?
It looked kind of like it, but it was not a TIE Advanced. Was it? Was it a TIE Advanced?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
In the first episode that ever came out in Star Wars, It shows that Darth Vader in a TIE Advanced is like,
Uh, I bet somehow I know the internet knows the answer. Did Darth Vader pilot TIE Advanced? Huh. Okay. Okay. So it was okay. So we were both right according to the internet, which is a
also
silly thing to say.
Darth Vader rode the TIE Advanced, and also other people like other advanced people like those like Darth Vader rode TIE Advanced. So yeah,
So it says here
that includes Darth Vader.
on Wikipedia, StarWars.fandom.com, that it was not a TIE Advanced. It was a modified TIE Advanced. So it was a prototype TIE Advanced. That's why it looks similar.
Huh.
What do you think of that?
Huh.
That's it. Just
A prototype TIE Advanced.
yeah. So it wasn't. So there was a video. I told you this. There's a video game called TIE Fighter. It was one of my favorite video games as a kid. And so I flew all the different TIE fighters and assault missile boats and gunboats. The TIE Advanced was shorter than Darth Vader's ship, but had a similar style, and so that's why they look similar, I guess.
Yeah. No, and normal TIE fighters are just too weak.
Yeah, they don't have shields.
Yeah. Vader's TIE Advanced does have some shields. Not as much as the TIE Defender, though. But it does have some shields. Some shields, I guess.
Which one? Which one has shields?
TIE Advanced, I guess.
Yeah. So I remember the TIE Fighter doesn't have shields. TIE Interceptor and TIE Bomber don't have shields, but the TIE Advanced and the TIE Defender did.
Those are very special TIE fighters.
Yeah. Well, once again, I mentioned a few minutes ago that I sent you a link to today's lesson.
Yeah.
We should probably take a look at that link.
My favorite kind of TIE fighter is the TIE Defender, and my favorite TIE fighter in when Kylo Ren was around is the TIE Silencer.
TIE what?
TIE Silencer.
TIE Silent.
It's Kylo Ren's ship.
Yeah, it just feels too much to me like
it's just like it's just like a TIE. It's like just like a TIE Interceptor, but much flatter and longer wings. But it doesn't make any of those droids drone sounds. Like it doesn't make any of those sounds. It's just silence. That's why its name is that.
Yeah. Remembering in space they shouldn't be sound anyways, but
in space there's no sound.
Right, but in Star Wars they don't really care.
They just add sounds in there. Okay, so the link is here.
Yep. Once you get it, you can describe that picture for me.
Okay, so it's like there is a big picture with English. There is a big paper on it that said English on it, and then there's a card reader thing that holds cards in it. A paper full of colors. And some cards and books and pictures and a plant and a ruler, some sheets of paper, books, and also a keyboard, a toy boat with apples and a mouse. That mouse that you use on a computer, and also a clipboard. Okay, so and also all of those stuff.
Real nice. Let's have you read the passage, please.
There are about 200 countries on Earth and more than 7,000 languages. What language is the most spoken language in the world today? I know, yeah.
What?
English.
Okay, continue.
English is the most spoken language in the world. Yay, I was right.
Looks like you're right.
About 1/4 of the world's population speaks English. Most people who use English are non-native speakers. A non-native speaker means someone who is learning a language they did not speak as a child. Why do so many people use English? In the 1700s and 1800s, Britain dominated many parts of the world. In the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and India were all colonies of the United Kingdom. People in these countries used English. And there are other reasons why English became so popular. For example, America produced many interesting films and songs that attracted fans from around the world. Even though this was not on purpose, this did make English more popular in foreign countries.
Summarize that for me, please.
Okay, it shows that why English is so popular. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the vocabulary on the next page, and can you please read the gray sentences for me?
Okay, dominate. Aha, we shall. And the Empire always says, we shall dominate the galaxy.
Yeah, can we start from the top and then go from the top to the bottom?
Language. Language is a way to speak.
Okay. So we're trying to start with reading the gray sentences. Then, after we read all the gray sentences, come back to the top and make up our own sentences. Can we do that?
One of my goals this year is to learn a new language.
Perfect. Next one.
Native. Many people could tell that he is a native Texas because of his accent. Dominate. The company had completely dominated the international market.
Good. Next one.
Colony. Brazil was a Portuguese colony on purpose. I woke up early in the morning on purpose.
Great. Let's go back to the top, and could you please make your own sentence?
Okay. Language. Without languages, we would having a much harder life.
Okay. Good. Next one.
What's native anyway?
From the place where you're talking about. So, for example, I'm a native of Detroit. I am not a native of Nagasaki.
I'm a native of Korea.
Nice one. Next one.
Okay. Dominates is like the Empire's ways is to dominate the galaxy.
Good. Next one.
Yeah. In Star Wars. Colony. An ant colony has a lot of ants.
All right, and the last one.
On purpose. I kicked one of my baseballs on purpose.
All right. Let's go to the comprehension questions. And can you please read that first comprehension question?
Okay. How many countries are there in the world? About 300.
Okay, good.
Which language is the most used language in the world? Of course, English. Why English is so common? Because the United Kingdom dominated most of the world, and they were forced to use English.
Okay, so that's all true, but let me comment on one more thing. The first answer you gave was 300. The answer they gave was 200. Just a habit for the lesson. We try to use their information even if it's wrong, but I think it's right. Let's go to the discussion questions. Could you please read the first discussion question?
Okay, when do you use English in your daily life? Right now?
Good point. All right, so you use English only when you're in class with me?
Yeah.
Did you ever live in another country?
What?
You lived in another country, right? I forgot which one, but you used to live in a different country?
No.
Okay. I'm struck by that because, once again, your English is very clear. Let's try question number 2.
Okay, do you watch movies and TV shows in English? Of course. I don't watch movies that is on Korean.
I see. Why not?
Because I like English. English rules.
All right. Well, Lucas, we'll have to wrap it up there with English rules. I want to say thank you so much for your hard work, and I will see you again soon.
Also, I watch TV shows in English at Star Wars, of course.
You never watched Star Wars in Korean?
Yes. Star Wars in Korean is done.
Oh. Lucas, I have to make a small reminder. I'm traveling back to America, so I had to cancel our class for the next few days.
Ah,
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you again soon.
okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.